unsanitary. Whatever you are going to eat must be what you give to an animal. What an animal cannot eat, what you cannot eat, you cannot give to animal. You want to look at the packaging material. I want to appreciate the MSMEs because we are seeing a lot of improvement in your packaging too. Your packaging matters. No matter if you are going to put gold on a pig, it will not be appreciated. And that is where the packaging comes in. That is where packaging. Then your personnel, we observe at least when we tell them, make sure you have somebody that has understanding and anything that has to do with food and agricultural products, at least OND, they'll be able to help. At times we have money, we want to invest, we want to do it, but we don't have the right personnel. The need for us to have personnel, and also for us, you must have knowledge of that standard. And that is why the meeting point for you is first the standard. I've just talked about laboratory testing because without testing of your products, there's no way you can go about with certification. I want to say now, what is the way forward? You make sure that you adhere to standards. To that mirror, you look at those mirrors, go to specifications, go to packaging, go to contaminants. You must be able to make sure that when your products are tested, am I compliant? And what is going to help you is when you look at those concerns that we have raised, that your hygiene, your personnel, the way you get your raw materials from, all those things are really, really important. And as much as possible, as we keep growing, we make sure that our products, they make sure they are tested. You test them. You may have some of us, maybe some of these rapid moisture analyzers, especially for the grains, for flour products, we can have it. They don't cost much. Even for us in potable water, there are some of these, all the sports kits that we could afford. We do that. Before now, when you now come, you even bring them also to SON laboratories. So I've said it for you, for a way forward, you make sure that you go to testing. Your product, when it is tested, we make sure that it is tested and it complies to that mirror, which is the standard. We make sure that your product will be, we have what we call the markup certificates. And I want to say at this point, the use of SON laboratory is very, very important because especially for us in food, our laboratory, they are accredited to ISO 17025. In other words, whatever you test in SON laboratory, if you take it to America, take it to India, it's the same result that they are going to get. That is why we say tested once, but accepted everywhere. Tested once, but accepted everywhere. So whatever it has been is tested in our laboratory. I want to assure you there's not going to be controversy anywhere. Anywhere you are taking it to, because our laboratories, they are accredited. Like you want to do your moisture, you want to do your fat, what we call physicochemical parameters. Our laboratories are accredited to all those parameters. Oh, microbial, which is there are concerns in food safety. Yes, E. coli, which will show us if your hygiene is good. They are salmonella, all those things. They are Staphylococcus aureus. I want to tell you, our laboratory, they are accredited to those parameters. When you come to metallic contaminants too, because of our handling, you see, they are cadmium, we are accredited to ISO 17025. So when you do all this, you get tested, your product is withdrawn, it is tested. Even before coming, you make sure you yourself do it, because you should be able to mirror yourself by sending your products to SON for us to carry out those analysis for you towards your certification. I want to say, I've just stated it here. You could see here, I've said it here. So when it is, the result is, I don't want to repeat myself, you could see proximate analysis. If you have somebody that's a personnel that's just OND holder, even in area of food and agro produce, we understand all this. I've written here microbiological, metallic contaminants. And I want to tell you, we have just talked about how you will get certified, but let's wonder, you might say, what are other things that we can do for you? We make sure another thing that is concerned, in when you take even when you have gotten everything, no metals, you are complying with the standards. Part of the standard is that your weight under labeling requirements, if you pick any of our standards, your labeling, your weight must be there. We now call it net weight. The total weight must be there. So, but how do you know your weight balance? You can come to SON. We have what we offer metrology services, where you'll be able to show that if your weight balance is correct, it's normal. It's just like your car. You keep driving your car for a very long time. You need to put your oil, you need to put your water. So the same thing with your scale. You don't say, I have that scale. It is like that forever. It can never be like that forever. These are some of those things. Also, because yes, you may say we are hearing these days that Nigerian graduates, some of them don't know this. And that is why we offer to you training services. When you contact us, we'll be able to train your people on quality assurance, on food safety, and everything, process, SOP, standard operating procedures, all those processes, that would be, I don't want to use big language, that is limited to your own factory. We look at your process, we look at your factory, we see our location, everything encompassing. We'll not be able to say, we are going to train them so that at the end of the day, your products will be able to comply to what we call the mirror, the standard, so that at the end of the day, when you get certified, when you get everywhere, you yourself, you have that peace of mind. I want to say, SON, either you like it or we are here to make sure that your product grows, your business grows. So we'll be encouraging you, there is need for you to participate highly in our standardization activity through your associations. There is need for you to make sure that you comply with the requirements of the standards. You have to comply with to that mirror, get those standards. Like we said, how do you get certified? It's just because of our time. I've said, you visit SON laboratory, our offices, the nearest office to you, you visit them. When you visit, by the time you even interact with them, they will tell you the type of standards that is related to your products that you need to buy. After that, you'll be visited. They are going to visit you. When they visit you, on visiting you, you can look at this slide, they will visit you. When they visit you, they'll be able to look at you, where the gaps are, where there are no gaps, where you need to improve, and so on and so forth. Then you now purchase what we call our markup form. When you purchase a markup form, your samples of your inspection will be carried out, the samples will be withdrawn, those samples will be tested. We look at your in-house process also. When it is tested and it conforms, and you pay all the minute charges, I mean the amount that, you will not, it's not even enough for you to reload your credit, your phone, even for a week. Then you get your certification. You get the markup certificate, which you now put on your products, for people, which is the mark of quality, telling the world that you have complied to the standards, that you are doing what is right. You are doing what is right. So those are the things. And your workers, to you yourself, you feel happy. You are sure that you are not, your product is not killing anybody. And make sure that, because we have, if anybody is even imitating your product, because we keep monitoring, we'll be able to show that, oh no, this is not your product. And at the end of the day, your consumers will be happy. Your people that buy from you. Then we expect also that, make sure that you keep records. Record keeping is very, very important, especially where your raw materials, your batch, and so on. You keep all those documents so that peradventure anything happens on complaint, you'll be able to make sure that you track the person. I will say, SON, we're here to make sure that things that we will do for you as an SME, someone with operating as MSMEs, is we give you subsidized charges on your standards. Even your certifications, the amounts that we charge you, it will not be like those big ones or big companies. The testing that you do, the training, even the raw material, I've said it earlier, when you want to get raw materials from above, from outside the country, for you to get the sun cap, we give you rebates, like an import permit under that. So those are the things. And mind you, by the time you comply, you are getting certified. You have access to loan. You'll be able to have to say, no, I'm doing it right. Oh, this is evidence, or I'm doing it right. So you make sure that, it gives you the boldness to be able to access loan. I will also say, I've said this earlier, there is need for you to join your association towards, participating in that standard development, because the moment the standard is out, it becomes legal, it becomes binding, it becomes a law. But when you join in the process of standard elaboration, yes, you may not be able to reinvent the wheel, but you can improve on the wheel. You can improve on the wheel, and that is what to encourage you to make sure you assess, you use all available opportunity to make sure that you enjoy all these benefits SON is providing for you. And I want to say at this point, also, peradventure, you discover that maybe you find challenges in the standards of those standards that I call mirror. You could contact us, or because standards must be based on science. It must be based on technology and the experience, the actual practice of how you are practicing it, even in your factory. So those are the things. I want to say at this point, this is our phone number that you can access. You can access SON number 070 56 99 0099. 07056990099. You can also call us on another number, which is 080-02-25-5766. I'll repeat it again, 080-02-25-5766. And I'll tell you the moment you call, there are other numbers on the line. You'll be attended to, you'll be directed to exactly where you are supposed to go. I want to say that your compliance to the standards, to the mirror, is going to help you a lot. It's going to make your sector to develop. It's going to make sure that you earn more money. And you yourself be joining hands with us to fight those that are not doing the right thing. And you also be a pointer to us, even where we could assess such that are, that are producing or circulating substandard and fake products. Thank you. Well, you still look at this, and these are some of the list of the standards. We have standard for dried and smoked fish. We have for zobo. We have for cashew nuts. We have for fura. We have for black pepper. We have for millet pap, akamu dry powder. You could see beautiful now. Many of them now that are improving, so that you could take your products, maybe your children, your grandchildren, you can find people that will help you to take some of these things Nigerians really yearn for outside the country. There are standards for them. I want to tell you, there are standards for Iru, African condiments, African fermented condiments. We have for them. We have standard for acha. We have standard for, mention it a lot. We have standard for African traditional medicine, various African traditional leaves. We have standards for them. We have standard for potato, fonio, moringa tea, many that we cannot mention because of the time. So I just want to plead with us, please, all these things that are available for us, I want us to maximize by accessing all that you are privileged to have. So at this point, I would just want to say thank you while I wait questions from stakeholders. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much for this beautiful presentation. I want to believe we've had a very comprehensive presentation by Dr. Mrs. Okunola. Like I said earlier, this is an interactive session. It's an opportunity for MSMEs to interact with SON. There are prevailing issues we know, which our inspectors over time have compiled. So this is an opportunity for us to discuss those issues jointly and then see how SON solve or provide solutions to those issues. And then what are the expectations of the group, from SON. So I would like to make a summary of this presentation as much as I could as time could permit. Before we understand from this presentation, what are standards? Standards are documents that are put together by stakeholders, interested parties. So standards is not a document produced by SON alone. SON serves as secretariat for elaboration of standards. So all stakeholders assemble together to now determine the requirements of any standard. That is how it goes. So that consensus document approved by the Standard Council of Nigeria is what is called standard. So from these presentations, we've been able to know that standard is a consensus document, which means every stakeholder has a role, an input. So we now know what is a standard, and the procedure is people that are interested in the product assemble together at SON to determine the requirements of the standard. And then it has many stages. The presenter has, take us through the stages of elaboration of standards. Few of them, we have to identify the product, whether the product is worth producing a standard. And that is why she mentioned Nigerian National Standard Strategy. That standard strategy produced by SON has a priority products. The products that will have competitive advantage, we put them and we have a plan to produce standards for them. So what it means is we don't just produce standards for producing sake. We identify the products that are our priorities. So that NNSS is there. It can be made available for us. Then we know the steps, we know how standard elaboration is being initiated. Any stakeholder can initiate elaboration of standard or review of any standard. So that role, the standard elaboration is our process, all of us. I mean, the SON and all the stakeholders. And let us know that for us to target this group for this open day, it means that we place a high premium value, on this group, because we know that MSMEs are the engine room for economic development and growth. So it is important that we have your buy-in, whatever we do for Nigeria economy to grow. So we've been able to establish how standards are elaborated. We also want to believe the presenter has made so many points in trying to encourage people to participate in standard elaboration. First of all, there are so many benefits you drive. If you are part of the document, when it comes to enforcement or implementation, it makes it easy because you are part of the document. You have input in it. So your production will be aligned even before the standard is finally approved because you know what is the content. So we encourage you as individuals and group or association to be part of standard elaboration for your products so that you own it, so that it makes it easy for you to implement. We also know that if you partake in standard development, you also benefit in knowing the latest technology in that product so that you can minimize your resource use and make more profit. And you can determine, because consumers will be part of the decisions at the standard development. So you know what your customers need, even at that level. So you'll be able to align your production, to reduce cost of production, to also have your customers' interest in mind, even ahead, before the standard is out. These are some of the very few benefits that the presenter has mentioned. It is also important for us to know that certification is key. Some of us are aspiring to export our products. So if you work with SON and certify your products, you will not have problem of rejection. We've been having issues because people are afraid to come to SON to determine what are the requirements. Because if you come to SON, the presenter has given us some the requirements of the importing country. We have access to their standards. Mention it. Is it EU standards on most of these products? We have them, we can access. So if we are intending to produce and export to EU, for instance, if you come to SON, we will determine what are the requirements for that product that are acceptable in the EU. So we work together. By the time you finish your production, including packaging and labeling, these are very key, the presenter has mentioned. It's not just the quality of the products alone. For you to be able to access international market, you have to have good packaging and labeling. So we determine all these requirements for you so that when you produce, you can export without any problem of rejection. So we are also able to understand from this presentation that SON has MSMEs in mind and has a package for them. And that's why it reduces by 50%. There's a discount of 50%, which the presenter mentioned, which is very important, which I want to highlight. So as one of these group members, you enjoy a discount of 50% of all the services given by SON when you come forward. So avail yourself with that opportunity. Let's work together, get certified, work together. If you want to export, we help you determine the requirements of the importing country, and then we have it. And then all of us will be successful at the end of the day. I think other services, like she mentioned also, we have laboratory services. Our laboratories are accredited, which means if we take samples of your products to those laboratories and test them, and we have results, those results are acceptable worldwide because we have an international accreditation for those laboratories. So that is an opportunity also. We also do training services. We have a training services department in SON where you can choose an area you want to be good at, and then you contact us with package, customize a training for your personnel, and then we do the training, and then you can monitor and evaluate the training after the training. You could see how we can help, and then we'll continue from there. We also have metrology services, which is a key in production, because as she mentioned in the presentation, that will help you to reduce or minimize or optimize use of your raw materials so that you can make more profit. So all your weighing scales in your production areas can be calibrated by some, which makes it more effective. And you have a better control of your production when you use such services. So basically, these are some of the things. And don't forget, she also mentioned SunCap. For you, you may have to import raw materials for your production, which means you will need SunCap, you know, either in terms of for equipment or a permit, and all those services are discounted by Sun for MSMEs. So please, at this point, I would like to stop here and allow questions and answers. It is not possible, we have 30 minutes for that. It may not be possible to answer all the questions you have at this forum, but all the things we discussed are going to be, taken, and we'll continue from there. If you have issues, you can bring them forward also to our offices across the country. You can go to any office, SON office in any state or any location, and then go with your inquiry. It will be treated. So at this point, I'd like to give the opportunity to participants to make contributions, to ask questions, and then the presenter is handy to respond to those. And any other person can make comments or can answer any question. This is an interactive session, so the presenter will respond, but we can also take comments from other people who have experience in those areas that where we have questions, or our colleagues across the country, because all of us are joining. Thank you so much. So it's now open for questions and answers. Thank you so much. Questions, inquiries, clarifications, comments, remarks at this point is open. All right, we have some hands raised, so we'll take them one by one, first come, first serve. So Royal International, you have the floor. Royal International, you have the floor. Host, please unmute Royal International. Our host, please unmute Royal International. Okay. Okay, we can go to the next. Oluwaseyi Ndidi.
Yeah,
Ndidi Amaka.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for the presentation, Dr. Nuru, sir.
All right.
Yeah, my questions are, how much does it cost for us to get MANCAP? And how long does it take? 90 days, 60 days, how long? And then another one is, how much will it cost us to do our lab tests in your laboratories?
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes, and then because I'm into flour products and spices, do I need to get standard for all of the products one by one?
Okay.
And then what are the documents we need to supply in order to get a MANCAP? What are the documents we need to submit to get MANCAP? Thank you, sir.
All right. We'll agree together if we respond to questions after they're asked, or we compile them and them after all the questions are asked. I don't know which one is better. Maybe the presenter will tell us which one she preferred to adopt. Dr. Mrs. Okolola, which one is better for you? You respond to questions after they ask, or you compile them at the end of the questions, you respond to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Hello, Dr. Okulola. Hello, Dr. Okulola. Okay, maybe we go to the next. Royal International. Can we have your question, please? Royal International. Host, please unmute the presenter. Host,
Okay,
please unmute the presenter.
Thank you so much, sir, Dr. Nuhu. I'd like to say, they say how long does it take for products to be certified? May I reply by saying, everything depends on the preparation by the manufacturer, in the sense that, peradventure, by the time we get to your place, we discover that you are not complying. So we will guide you to make sure that you comply. So it is when you have complied, the products are tested, then and there is compliance to the requirements of the standard, then we can be talking about certification. But I know presently, for us, towards MANCAP certification, the management meets once, at least minimum once in a quarter, because wherever the state you have, after the compilation of your test result, there are other processes they need to compare before it is sent to management for their concern, for their approval. But I think, having raised this, we have to make, going to be part of a submission on maybe mechanism for MSMEs certification of their products, pending if you are doing what you're supposed to do. So that is it. Because those are some of the reasons. And that is what we try to encourage that. Even prior to our coming, if you know you are doing it well, we expect if you are doing it well, because certification entails you carry out its inspection, you carry out testing, and you get certified. So peradventure, it should be, maybe prior to that, you send your samples, maybe to, your samples, you have a result, laboratory results, or you yourself, please, you have laboratory results, or, you have some things you do in-house. It makes the work easier. It makes the work very, very easy, please. So that is it. Please, I'd like to, don't know whoever is Kabul. Kabul, please, we are not here to advertise for your consultancy, please. Whosoever is that Kabul of MNIF, member of Nigerian Institute of Science and Tech, I say it with all humility, I'm a member also, dated back to the early 80s, other than Professor Ngozi. We don't expect you to post that here, please. This is a workshop for MSMEs. Please, 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 and please, please, please take note, sir. So that is it, ma'am. So that is how long it will take. And you are asking that you produce a lot of spices. For you now, if from what you have said, you are likely to be producing mixed spices. And already we have standard for mixed spices. Madam, you already know. What do you need? You want to check, especially for you, for mixed spices, you want to talk about ochratoxin is a critical parameter. Your moisture level is a critical parameter. So those are the things. And we're already going to, with MSMEs, to look at what are those critical parameters that we should be looking for with MSMEs, taking into cognizance their practices. But irrespective of this, we still want to make sure that whatever you are producing must meet not only consumers. Food safety is a critical thing when you're talking about issue on food. So those are the things. Thank you. So I don't know if I've finished answering your question, ma'am.
You have not finished. You have to talk of cost of certification.
The cost of certification is, I think that you had the director, Dr. Nuhu, saying it. We already have rebates. And that is what we are saying. Yes. Anybody cannot just come up to say, oh, I'm MSMEs. You must have an umbrella. Please let the MSMEs take clue from the bigger ones. Maybe if it's you're into culinary now, your products now is on what we call culinary has spices, flavors, and seasonings, and tea. So if you have like that, the MSME is on the particular this thing, your association, you can assess us. You will be able to assess. So then there will be, even by the time our people get to you, there are criteria to be used. So he has said that you have about 50% rebate So those things are there, all ready for you. And I will say, please, our phone numbers, our everything, you can access us even through mail. We're here to serve you. We're here to make sure that your company grows. We're here to make sure you make profits. And at the same time, we always say in food, we're here to make sure that the product quality, safety requirements, you know, and other things, and fair trade practices. Those are the three key things when we are talking about issues under food. Thank you so much. Somebody said, so maybe any other one while
okay.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll go to the next person. For the documents, you see, she has a flow chart of the things you need to do, you know, before you get certification. Let me announce at this point that this presentation will be made available to all the participants, please.
If you have their email addresses, addresses.
When you register, we have your email addresses. We'll send to everybody. All right. Then we have somebody who, Musa Mijinyawa. Musa Mijinyawa, you have the floor to ask your questions, please. Host, please unmute Musa Mijinyawa. Host, please unmute Musa Mijinyawa. Hello. Can we have Musa Mijinyawa? Then if we cannot have him for whatever reason, then we go to the next.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. We can hear you, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, doctor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, what a very wonderful presentation. My own is a question which is related to the first questionnaire, to the first person that asked a question. Mine is in relation to MANCAP certificates. Having fulfilled all the virtues and applied for the MANCAP certificates, initially I was told that the certificate will be issued to me in the 3 months. But as I speak to you, it is about 6 months, even though I was told that the certificate is ready, but I'm yet to receive it. So I don't know actually what is going on.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Sir, can I have, can you please post the name of your company, your name of the company, the state also, the state office, so that we'll be able to track you. Also, I think the same is applicable to Mr. Lamidi. One Mr. Lamidi too. I think he has such the same complaint. So if you post it, I will be able to.
Okay, ma. Hello? 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 Hello?
Yes, I was muted. I said, please post it. Let me know. Maybe may I use this opportunity? I will put in my, just for now, just for some period, for this short period, because my desk is on issue of standards. I will post my WhatsApp number for everyone here. But after doing that, please, I will say that because I will direct it to the appropriate department in the organization. So I just will say just for a short period. So I'll post my this thing, my WhatsApp number. So if you have any complaint, but please post it there. I will not send it to appropriate section, please. You understand? And give you the contact, apart from the contact that we have shown. So because I could see a lot of people, so I'm going to put that on my, what you call it, I'm going to put that on the WhatsApp just for a short period, because please, that's not my number, that's not my desk. You understand? So I'm doing that now. For peradventure, you still have some. So that's my name, that's my number, Dr. Mrs. Omolara Okunlola. I'll put it there so that I will direct you to the appropriate place, peradventure, some other things. But you need to be able to tell us the state, what are the products, so that we'll be able to send it to the appropriate department to find out what may be the reason why you've not been able to get your this thing. Okay? So, and for you, you say they say it is ready. I wouldn't know, because that's not my unit. Thank you. Any other question? I don't know if I'm answering. I'm trying to look at it for some of the questions. Can people hear me? Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you for that response.
Thank you.
The next person is...
somebody has responded. Mr. Unisa said, because we try to change our certificates.
Okay. That's an explanation.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So we have, the next person is Chinwe. Chinwe, you have the floor. Host, unmute Chinwe.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.
My name is Chinwe Shen, Omas Whole Foods.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Ogun State.
Yeah.
Now, some time ago, about 2 years ago, I went to a bank. I wanted to get some equipment. And they told me that I have to wait for Forex to be issued by the bank, apply for Form A from the bank, wait for it. And, at the time, when the dollar started becoming scarce, okay. I couldn't wait. And they said, because I can't wait, I can't get SonCap. How does that work? Must I have to get the dollars from the bank before I'm eligible to get SonCap?
Dr. Onu, can you explain that? Or do I say what I know about that?
Okay, let me try to.
Okay.
For what I know, if you are importing an equipment, one as an MSc member or manufacturer, a SonCap gives you, a discount rebate. Now, if you contact your bank, they will ask you to fill Form M, where you indicate what equipment you want to bring into Nigeria, and then you now approach Son for SonCap for that equipment. For it to be cleared, for you to be able to clear, you have to have SonCap. This is where we say for your group, there's a discount already of 50%. And if it's equipment, there is a permit that SON grants to people that deserve, that are bringing equipment. So accessing Forex is possible when you have that import permit from Son. So that you contact Son through our website. There is a SonCap portal, which you can apply and attach your details for import permit for your equipment. They will process it, then you have access to the Forex. If you prove to them, invoice from the importing country, importing or manufacturer from abroad and all that. So these are the process. In any case, you can use the SonCap portal that I said. Go to SON portal, you see a link that will take you to SonCap. You see all the requirements and all the things you need to do or to attach. Or the application for import permit is there too. You can apply, and if you deserve it, all the documents you need to attach will be there for you to attach. And then it will be processed, I think, within 72 hours also. That's the turnaround time. So contact our SON portal, desk, SonCap desk in SON. They will put you through to all the procedures. It's a straightforward thing, and you can do it online. All the processes can be done online. I think that's the much we can say here.
Yes, sir. And I think,
all right.
Let me add also, you should join another section that will be starting by 1. There is a section by 1 on SonCap.
Exactly.
SonCap, you should join that.
So there is a section on SonCap that all these issues will be discussed. So you can join. You can join that group as well. I think after this session.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I can see. Thank you so much, Doc. I could see someone asking that the test result that was used, that was certified for markup certification, that NAFDAC did not accept it. That I wouldn't know. Maybe if you have had opportunity when the president was talking, maybe you should have sent that chat to the vice president, the office of the vice president, because I wouldn't know the reason for that and what would have been their reason. So I don't think, you see. So I want to be off of that. So I can't really answer that for that complaint. But we don't really do that. We don't really, so far it is, we can, okay, they have posted it. Yes, I will post it again. It has been posted. The link, I'm reposting again. The link for, for the SonCap, you will see it now. It has been posted. So for you to see, please see the link. See the link, you can join. That's the link, please. You can join that. So that is it. Some of you, I think you've asked some questions which I've been able to respond to from the chat. So except maybe you have some other things that you may, but every other thing I could see here, I'm looking at the questions, I think I've been able to, you are saying, was the test, if we can verify the test, most times you want to say, somebody has asked that the test be done in our laboratory. I want to encourage you, yes, especially if you want to, you want to export. You want to export.
Dr. Mrs. Okulala,
yes,
my attention has been drawn to our time. So there are so many hands up, and we've just dealt with 2, 3, or 4 questions. So let's be very brief. Some of them can write their questions and send to us. I have already sent a message, a chat message that will attend all questions, because we compile them. Even after this, we can contact the person and give him explanation, or respond to the questions. So for now, let us see how many we can take within the remaining time we have. So the next, we have Abbas Bello is the next to ask his question. Abbas Bello, please. Our host, unmute Abbas Bello.
Thank you very much. Right now, I am the MD of Electric Table Water in Niger State, Minna. We are virtually 1 year old. We are facing problems of multiple taxation from the local government, the state, and FIRS respectively. How can we solve that problem now? Secondly, we have one of the best hygienic factory. The cost of materials are on the increase. The prices have not changed. We need a standard, a sort of price that will be commensurate with the increase of prices of the cost of materials we now use. Every day, the cost of bottling is on the high side. Can you give us a highlight on what we can do so that we don't run at a loss? Thank you.
I think this is more of marketing. The first issue you raised on multiple taxation actually is not within the purview of SON to determine who collects tax and who should not. It is not our mandate, it is not in our purview to determine which agency or whether local government or state or federal or whatever. So I'm sorry, you will not be able to maybe answer that question. But I believe if you can take this issue to your association, or you take it to an appropriate government agency to determine which tax or who should be asking you for tax, I think is more appropriate. The same as the second question about determining prices. You are a manufacturer, it's more of marketing. If your product is good and you have customers and you think you can increase price based on cost of production, you have to look at the market and you have to look at your competitors, what they're doing. Because consumer has rights to buy according to his pocket and according to his situation. So we will not say increase the price. It is not our duty to ask you or to to ask you to increase price. That will be more of a marketing by your organization. You gauge yourself in the market and see what price is more acceptable to your consumers, or you call a dialogue meeting with your consumers or your marketers to say, look, the cost of price is high, what can we do? Engage them and see how best you can handle that. I think SON has no mandate to determine prices of goods, but produce according to the quality, according to the requirements of standards that has been produced by SON. That's the much we can do. Thank you so much. All right. The next one is Takero Nigeria Limited. Takero Nigeria Limited, please, you have the floor.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
First, I appreciate the presenter this morning and Dr. Nolutu. Thank you. The results, what you give us today is loaded and broaden our scope of knowledge concerning SON. I, for a person, I've been started with AU, other regions that we are focusing our products on. So on that one, I want to say thank you. Then one of the questions I want to ask is the price, which somebody have asked earlier, and then you have told us we have 50% discount on whatever we want to do, and we can access as many products that meet standard in the world from your end, which is a good one. Now, my question is, sir, why do we always have disparity between NAFDAC and SON? When we do something for SON, we will present it to NAFDAC, they will say no. And we are in the same country, and I believe that two of you are the same agencies with the federal government of Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Dr. Mrs. Sokolola,
Yes, sir.
please respond to this.
I would like to say here, please, that at this point that for us, what we do is certification, which is a certification. What is certification? Is a third-party assurance, documented assurance of your compliance to requirements, which is standard. And you will know internationally, if you are going to trade anywhere, what they consider is standards. So we are the only national standard body for this country. My brother, you are in food. I want to say, as we're talking today, if you want to access the African Continental Free Trade area, what is going to be the requirement is the standard, which is, and the standard you talk about certification. So I just want to say that it's number one. Maybe if you have asked this question with when the vice president spoke, maybe it could have helped. But I want to say from our own point, as a certification, we carry out certification and not registration. Certification is quite different from registration. So I think we need to get to know that. And certification gives you entrance to market. If you want to get anything out to South Africa, the certification they'll be requesting for you as a food processor or in both agricultural and produces and products is going to be what is the certification. And I want to say at this point, before Nigeria can come up with this MANCAP mandatory conformity assessment is a legalized certification scheme for Nigeria. for Nigeria and that is registered with the WTO, World Trade Organization. So it's not something that we're just doing offhand. No. So that it's registered with WTO, so that if you are taking to Netherlands, if it has that markup and everything is compliant, they are not going to question it. It's something that we can use when there's trade arbitration at global level. So I think we need to get that understanding why they will not. Okay, have you ever, may I ask you, whenever NAFDAC comes, have they ever told you that they have standard? They will not tell you that, because they don't elaborate standards. Standard is a consensus. Why they make regulations? Regulations is just by an authorized body, whereas standardization is about a recognized, established body. And let me tell you, let's explain this because of our time. SON, we are member of the International Organization for Standardization. We are members of African Organization for Standardization, which is called ASO, that we are. And I will say at this point, for us in food, presently, I've said it on the chat, we are already harmonizing standards, on the whole of Africa that will be used for trade. One standard, one Africa. So that will be used for trading. So if you want to get to say, is it complying with the requirements of ASO? And we're in the harmonization process on the various technical committees. So please, we need to get to know that. Thank you. I wouldn't know if I've been able to explain that a bit. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a good response. In addition to that, I'll just highlight if you want, she made a very good point to differentiate between certification and registration, and then standards and regulation too. These are 2 points. Then don't forget the regulation the NAFDAC does is derived from the standard, because whatever standards we produced, NAFDAC is on the technical committee of that standard, on that product. Exactly. So their input is already in that standard, and they use the requirements established by the standard to do their regulation. These are the issues. Then another thing is, at the highest level, there is a committee of comprising SON and NAFDAC at the highest level where these issues are being looked at, and I know that progress is being made so that MSMEs or manufacturers will not suffer any problem as a result of the mandates of the two organizations. So please let's go to the next. At this point, I'd like to encourage people to write their questions. We are going to collect all the questions and we are going to respond to them. But time is very limited. Group is waiting for this session to finish to start their own, and it's getting late. So we ask that we have to put our questions in writing so that we collect them and respond to them. All the questions will be responded to. So please, let's manage our time and allow our colleagues in other groups to enjoy what we just enjoyed. So I don't know if the presenter has any remark, which will be a closing remark. We are sorry we can't take further questions, but we assure you that we are going to respond to all the questions. Just write them. This system will automatically generate a compiled questions on our chat, and we'll respond to them. Whatever department, like SONCAP, whatever, that is responsible for the question you ask, we'll give it to them, they will respond. But put up your email address for easy contact. Thank you so much. So at this point, I'll call on the presenter if she has any concluding remark or any summary or highlights of the presentation, just to conclude, and then we'll be done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, the chairperson for this group, Dr. Onu Ufana. I want to appreciate you for the coordination. And I could also see, I want to thank everyone that has been able to send in, being part that must have participated. Let me even see the number. I want to see the list of numbers that we have, that I think we have so much, and we expected that from food. but want to appreciate everyone for being here. And for some of the questions, like he has assured us that some of the questions will be answered. I've sent in my number too, but I've said it just for a limited period because that's really not my major assignment. But I wish to say there are a lot of questions being asked about SON and NAFDAC. He has explained. If your product packs with SON and is failing with NAFDAC, I think you should direct the question to them. They should tell you why. They should tell you why. I would want to say that some of us, we have worked at the grass level a lot, so we wouldn't know why something will pass with us and it will fail. So I think you yourself, maybe you try to use your third eye to find out some of the reasons for that. But for us, we will not be able to answer that. But I just want to assure you that for us, we're open, our lines are open. If you have any issue, you can write even anonymously, even to SON, and such will be looking to. Want to assure you, SON is set to do what? Improving life through standards and quality assurance. I want to say thank you to everyone that has been part of it, and we'll look forward, for further collaboration with everyone, every stakeholder, under the food and agricultural platform in Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless you.
So, thank you so much. On this note, we'll ask for, the closing of this session, and we hope and we look forward to having you again, because I think we'll continue to do this. We've seen the need to have more of these engagements. So we'll surely meet you very soon. Thank you so much, and bye for now.
Mrs. Olale, talk, SN work, you go talk, they say I go talk. I don't leave Radio Nigeria since, so Nigeria and I work, I don't leave Radio Nigeria. Sorry.